This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello, everybody, and Judy. Welcome to show 248, Aussie Mac Zone. This week's sponsors, ithelptoyou.com.au and aussietechradio.com. And everybody's piking out just leading up to the show 250. So, Zarn and me again. Zarn, my friend, how are you?
Fantastic, Michael. How are you, mate? How's your weekend been?
Fantastic, thank you. Yeah,
Excellent.
A day just sitting in the sun yesterday by the lake up at Toukley.
Yeah.
Divine at a car show. Yeah.
Next to all those fantastic vehicles.
Yeah. And there were a couple other Chryslers there as well, but mine was there.
Excellent.
So our Aussie Apple ramblings this week. How much is 1 trillion in US talk? Because when I was doing the research, I found out that a trillion in US and a trillion in English are two different numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So in US talk, Apple made it to the US $1 trillion mark last week. That's 1 million, or 1 with 12 zeros after the
1 million.
That's right. So congratulations to Tim Cook and all employees past and present. Well done. It's a pretty big mark, isn't it?
That's huge.
And that's based on what they think is going to happen in the next 3 months, not what's already happened.
A million.
Yeah.
A million. It just sounds like 2 million, really.
So the Apple Pay Advantage. So I finally bought something from a website that had Apple Pay as an option. Pardon me. What a breeze. So you're going through the process and you get to the payment point and it puts in your name and address and the card details and bang, it's done. There's no you filling in your name and address and, so how easy is that? No setting up an account on their end or anything, blah, 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 just done. It was like, boom, it was done. It was, and
That's awesome.
or as Leo said, because he talked about it a couple of weeks ago, or it's not awesome because it makes it so easy to buy stuff.
Yeah. I know, that's why I don't have it.
Yeah, but it was just bang, it was done. It was great. So we are.
Judy just asked a question. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
She has said, actually hasn't said, she said 249, isn't it? I don't know. What is the English amount?
Oh, it was.
Sorry, Judy, you're right. It is 249.
What did I say?
248.
Where did I write that?
Oh, you didn't write it. It's here.
Oh, that's because I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's when you read it.
Yeah.
So you're right, Judy. I'm thinking about numbers, and you're thinking about episodes. Should be the other way around, shouldn't it? But anyway. Anyway, Michael, you win. That's right. Hey, Josh, how you doing, mate? So, how much is an English trillion?
Geez, it was different. It was like a billion million or something. It was like, there was a significant number again, I think.
I thought it'd be a billion million as well.
No, but yeah.
But anyway.
So if you're using the American approach, it's a lot less than the English approach.
Because I thought American approach is 1,000 million is a billion, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I thought 1 billion million would then be.
But anyway, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. I can't remember. I just went, I didn't even know that. That's one bit of information to keep going. Put it in the back for those
bit of good trivia.
Yeah, trivia night one. So now we are approaching show 250, contrary to what I put on the numbers up. This one is 249, and we are approaching show 250. So IT Help to You
Yes.
will be providing some iTunes/Apple gift cards as prizes for listener stories, thoughts and questions about the past, present and future. So you've just got to put a question up on our Facebook page, send an email to michael@aussiemaxzone.com.au, whatever you like. Just give me some things so I can give away some cards.
Yes.
Please.
If you go on to the Facebook page, let us know that you're wanting to, enter the 250th episode competition with a question, and hopefully one of us can answer it. Probably not me, but Michael or Garth is going to be on, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, hopefully someone will be able to answer your question. Yeah, computer related. All right. Let's keep it PG.
Anything Apple related.
That's right. Anything Apple related.
Yep.
Yeah. No random questions.
So now, Telstra admits error in search function led to a data breach. So a search error function on its website meant 3 customers could access the personal and business details of other customer, Telstra has admitted. I'm a bit confused about this bit. So Telstra has said that an error in its website search function led to 18 customers' personal information, including name, business name, address, phone number, and email address being breached. Now, according to Telstra, it accidentally made these details available to 3 customers via its Your Telstra Tools online help service for small business and enterprise. Now, they've said, we take the privacy and security of our customers extremely seriously, so we took the immediate step to disable Your Telstra Tools while our IT security team investigated, a blog posted by Head of Sales and Service Michael Ackland said. Now, the team identified emails from Telstra to 18 customers about planned network interruptions had been made available to 3 customers who performed a specific search on the site. The issue was caused by an error in the system's function. Ackland added that Telstra has begun notifying and apologising to the affected customers and will remain vigilant to keep our data and systems secure. Now, the blog post followed reports by 9 News on Friday that one customer had gained access to a Telstra database with the details of 66,500 customers' names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses by searching the term email after logging into his account. These included details of a Department of Defence employee, 9 reported. So I'm trying to work out how they get 66,500 names and addresses.
Yeah.
When they're talking about 3 people had access to it to 18 customers. So unless 18 customers had those 18 customers, somehow you could get into the 66,500 names and addresses from that customer website, which just doesn't quite all add up to me.
Yeah, it doesn't add up to me either.
No, so they had either had access to more than 18 customers, or they've obviously verified the 66,500 names and addresses. So yeah, just be aware. Maybe something's happened at Telstra. Something else has happened at Telstra.
Oh.
Siri is improving. And we all get very frustrated when we're saying, Siri, please do this or please do that, and apologise for activating everybody's phone now. But SIRI answered 78% of questions correctly in its latest test, up from 66% a year ago. Now, analysis at the Loop Ventures have published the results of their latest voice assistant comparison test, which involves asking the leading digital assistant 800 questions spanning various domains. Whilst SIRI still trails Google Assistant in accuracy, it has improved significantly. With the same test conducted last year, SIRI correctly answered 66% of the questions. the new testing shows SIRI is getting smarter, jumping to 78.5% accuracy. Now, the Loop Ventures report breaks down queries that were answered correctly and queries that were passed and understood correctly, but the assistant could not deliver an appropriate response. At least on the 800 questions asked in the test, SIRI apparently understood 99% of the questions with a 78.5% correct answer rate. Now, SIRI performed exceptionally well with the questions in the command category. It seems a lot of this comes from its handling of smart home and music questions, which Apple has obviously paid attention to recently because of the HomePod's debut. Now, obviously, these scores do not suggest that SIRI can answer 80% of questions successfully first time. Scoring is heavily dependent on the questions asked, and the Loop Ventures do not publish a list of all 800 questions surveyed. They merely claim to represent a sampling of the most important tasks customers expect from voice assistants. So, yeah, but she is definitely getting better. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with that too.
So, yeah, very good.
I just like the funny things she can do.
Yeah.
And also, when I'm driving, I can make a phone call just by asking, which is fantastic. I don't even have to look at the phone or anything like that. I can just ask her to make a phone call, and it puts it through my wireless, hands-free in the car.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You can send a text.
Yep.
You can read out the text that you just received.
Yep.
All of that sort of stuff without taking your hands off the wheel.
Judy goes, why can't you call her Siri? Well, some phones are activated just by anybody saying, hey, Siri. Other phones are voice activated by your voice, depending on how new they are and stuff. I know my phone, because I've got the updates, mine's pretty secure. So you can say, even me talking like this now, and my phone's right in front of me, I can say, hey, Siri is, the command. And
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Works like a beauty. Unless you got it face down. If you got it face down, it won't activate. But other than that, yeah, awesome.
Okay, I get it. Sorry, you asked, all right.
Now, going back to money side of Apple, Apple has just announced its financial results for Q3 2018, covering the period between April 1 and June 30. The company sold 41.3 million iPhones, 11.6 million iPads, and 3.7 million Macs. Now, the company's quarterly revenue was $53.3 billion US dollars. Now, Jason Snell over at sixcolors.com has a great article on his thoughts breaking down the figures, and because they weren't all increases on this time last year, and what it really means for the future. If you have a look at that article, which there is a link in the show notes, which you can see when you download, or you just go to aussiemaczone.com.au and you can go to the show notes there. But yeah, it's a very, very good article, very simple, just not too long.
Yep.
You could even set SIRI to read it for you in the car while you're driving along. Very easy to do too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, by the way. I need you to show me how to do that.
Okay.
Well, because I've got my iBooks.
Yeah.
Will she read an iBook to me?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I should say, because mine's a guy.
Okay. That says a lot. Now, a reminder this week, we are brought to you by Aussie Tech Radio at www.aussietechradio.com. It has the Australian award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast and Aussie Tech Crypto podcast. There's also My Tech Opinion podcast, and it's got other podcasts from around Australia 24/7. Worth a great listen for the tech heads amongst us.
Excellent.
And there are other lots of great podcasts in the world too. So
There is.
yeah. What did I hear? What was the one Garth reckoned? Oh, The Story Behind. That's had a couple of beauties in the last few weeks. Yeah.
I've actually now downloaded that as well, and it does.
Yeah.
And they're only short stories, but they're great. And I found a couple new ones as well. Actually, Michael, that you'd be interested in. And where am I? Here we go. And one's called Australian Histories Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the moment, there's only, I think, 7 or 8 stories on there. They go for about 40 or 45 minutes each story. But it's about the life of and history of Ned Kelly, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I think one that you recommended, was it the Cabinet of Curiosities? No? Oh, who told me about that? Well, someone told me about that one, Cabinet of That's a short one as well. Like, they only go for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's it. Actually, that's all the new ones I have at the moment.
And they're great little interludes between longer podcasts.
Yeah, they are. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's excellent. So, Zarn.
Yes.
Here's a question for you. What's on your iPhone home screen?
Oh, good question. So, on my home screen is on my home screen, the photo is of Hunter with a moustache.
Yeah, no, but I mean, what's your apps and stuff that are on your home screen? Things you're going to use.
Well, still.
But it's important to have your children there.
Yeah. So the apps I have on my first page is basic.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's because generally that's the most important page.
My second page is probably more. I use more.
Yeah.
And I've got my my social media apps. They're all in one. I've got my TV apps, which are all in one box as well. And then I've got my food ones, which have all my like Yumly and Tasty and Domino's Pizza for some reason, even though I don't eat Domino's Pizza.
It's just called Domino's now, by the way.
Oh, it is too. It is just Domino's, that's right, because they do more than just pizza.
That's right.
Now they know how to make a sandwich. Banking, phone. I've got iMovies on there and GarageBand, that sort of stuff. Measure.
Yeah.
I've got my watch, which I don't have yet. Calculator, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So on mine, I've got messages,
Yep.
calendar, camera and photos, Safari, clock, voice memos and mail, Trip View, which is the New South Wales State Railways one.
Yeah.
The settings app, FaceTime, Weather AU, Flipboard, which is you can decide what sort of stories you want to listen to, like from different websites all over the place, like a magazine type one. Apple News, the Health app, the Home app. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to turn the beds on. Sorry. That's done. Yeah. The Notes app, and I do the show notes for the show in the Notes app. Plus, what else is in my Notes app? Like my weekends to-dos, like long-term to-dos, the show projects, stuff about my cars. They're all in my folders in my Notes app. The game Solitaire, because if I'm having trouble getting to sleep, I play Solitaire.
Yep.
I've got a folder with different remotes in it. So it's the Kodi remote, the Open HAB, Home Cyan, a Smart K, the Apple TV remote, and the KLIKR Next, which is it's a different type of remote. And there's also the remote app for Keynote in there too. So I've got Over the Air, which is a WebDAV filing system one, so you can just go and look at documents really easily, or you can take a photo of a document, name it, and file it away. I've got Facebook there. And then in the dock down the bottom, I've got my phone, reminders, a folder with the Apple apps like Pages and Numbers, Keynote, Files, File Browser, DS File, which is for Synology servers, and a Drive one, which is for Synology servers as well. So, And then I've also got my Maps app down there. But I've been using Waze a lot more, especially when I do longer trips. I use Waze because it tells you when the police are. So, or broken down cars as well. Yeah. So that's what's on our Apple iPhone home screens.
Excellent.
Just something different to chuck in there. Now, what about on our how-tos? So my son and I last night, we went out and had a quick look at using the Skywalk app. So it's got Skywalk app for looking at the stars. It's on the iOS app store. There's a link in the show notes. It's called Skywalk Night Sky View by Vito Technology Incorporated. Awesome. I couldn't quite right on the horizon there was a satellite last night, and we just couldn't see the horizon because it had buildings and crap in the way. But because the stars have been all the planets have been out lately, Venus and Saturn and Pluto, and there was another one that's been around too. Just they've all been out. It's been awesome. Just go out there. Just like we were coming home from a meeting a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday night, and we saw this bright light in the future. In the horizon, and thought, oh look, it's a helicopter, but it never moves. We thought it was a helicopter coming towards us. Yep. But this bright light never moved until we got home, and then we realised it was Venus that was just going away behind the mountains.
I've got here we go, Star Walk.
Yeah.
I paid for one, which was, I'm just trying to find it. What was it? It was a really, really good one.
Skywalk's got a couple of paid ones now too. So.
I'm pretty sure it was Star Walk that I paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Yeah. And where is it? Purchased. There we go. It was Star Walk 2.
Yeah.
And it was a full map. And I've still got it.
Yeah.
I haven't got it on my phone at the moment because I did a bit of a clean up, and so I've just sort of put it in the background. But it's fantastic, and I did the same thing with Mason as you did with Curtis, and Mason loves it because we'll go out the front and lay on the driveway and just look straight up.
Yeah.
And move it a bit when it's warmer, of course. At the moment, we don't do it; it's freezing. Don't worry, I'm not bringing my child outside and zero temperatures and making him lay on the concrete. Unless he's naughty.
That's how I saw my first satellite.
Awesome.
Laying on a concrete driveway in Adelaide.
Fantastic. Yeah, and so I've got the Skywalk app too. And it's great. It's great fun.
Yeah. So if I just hold it up like this for people to see. I'll bring it in a bit closer. As I move it around, it just tells us what all these things are, like, I can't read Poseidon, but Copernicus, North Delta Aquarides. But yeah, you just keep moving it around. You get to see lots of stuff. No satellite there. Oh, yeah, there's a satellite there again. I know it's hard to see, but there. What's it called? Glassed, I think the satellite's called. There's two there, I think.
Oh, awesome.
Integral is another one. But yeah, it's just, you can just, as you move the phone around, it points to different things, points it out to you. So you go, oh, I wonder if that's Mars. And if you hold it still, look at it and go, yeah, definitely. It'll tell you where it all is.
Yep.
It's a great little app.
It is. It's great, especially, if you're into that sort of stuff, and the kids and I are. And it's just great fun.
Yeah.
It costs you nothing.
And the first time I got it, we were out at a...
Hi, Kellyanne.
Out staying at some friends' places, like way out in the sticks, so there was no city lights about and stuff. And geez, it makes it, you can see so much more, but understanding what's up there just helps you.
Yep.
Because because we live in city and we've grown up in these city lights and stuff, it's just not the same as what people would have seen when they were naming all of these
absolutely
constellations and things, because they can see them so much clearer than we can.
Yeah.
You just walk out at night and go, oh, look, there's Sagittarius or there's Capricorn or...
Yeah, I was lucky enough to live on a farm when I was a kid where there were no city lights and that sort of stuff. So I know what clouds and clouds of stars look like. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And like, even then, you're old enough to still live in electricity, so there would have been electricity in the house. But
no, actually, we didn't have electricity in our house. My parents were hippies.
Ah, that's right. Good.
We had a generator, and we got to watch TV once a week when my dad charged the batteries, 2 batteries, in our combi, and he then plugged them into the TV so we could watch TV for about an hour or 2 on a weekend. So
this week in Apple history, we've got another little bit about that. So Steve, the Wozniak, was this week in 1950 that Mr. and Mrs. Woz brought into the world the man who would truly bring the concept of a personal computer to ordinary folks. Happy birthday, Woz.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and thanks for all that you did for us. On the darker side, however, it was this week in 1981 that Apple's personal computing empire would fall under the shadow of Big Blue and its IBM personal computer. A boring, crappy piece of electronics run by a crappy OS that Microsoft found in the nick of time to buy and put its name on, MS-DOS. That boring business people licked up faster than you can say, please, sir, can I have some more? Now, on the other hand, it was the challenge that the IBM PC and MS-DOS offered Apple that helped to fuel the need for something creative, like the Macintosh. So let this be a lesson to you, kiddies, that every cloud does indeed have a silver lining. What else have we got? Woz was born 1974. Steve Wozniak leaves De Anza College in Cupertino, where he'd been taking general education classes after brief stints at the University of Colorado and UC Berkeley. Freed from the rigors of academic study, Woz devotes himself to his job in Hewlett-Packard's Advanced Product Division. He would not return to the college until 1981 during a leave of absence from Apple. 1981, International Business Machine introduces the IBM personal computer, a boxing machine with a single 5 1/4 floppy drive and 16K of memory. Now, at the time, Apple's business machine, the Apple III, $4,190, was experiencing high failure rates and low sales. The Apple II Plus, for $11.95, on the other hand, continued to sell well with an installed base of roughly 300,000 units. Nonetheless, IBM's PC sales would eclipse those of Apple within 2 years. 2002, Apple unveils the mirrored doors Power Mac G4 line, featuring dual Power PC G4 processors in every configuration, starting at US $16.99. The dual 867 megahertz model shipped with 10.2 installed on its 60 gig hard drive with 256 meg of RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce card, and a combo DVD-ROM. That's about it. Yep. That's our history lesson for the week. Now, a couple of things I learnt this week: how to make minute volume and brightness adjustments. So instead of just hitting that volume key like we normally do, up and down, yep, or the brightness one to make it brighter or not quite as bright, you can hold down the Option and Shift keys together and then do it with the brightness, and it just takes up a fraction at a time.
Oh, that's excellent. And
the same with the volume. If you just, you don't want to go down 10%, you only want to go down 2%, just hold down the Option and the Shift key together and do it that way. Now, you can create custom keyboard commands for specific applications or for all your apps by going into System Preferences, keyboard shortcuts and choosing app shortcuts. From here, you click on the plus button to add a new keyboard shortcut and a title for it. Now, they have a video example, which is on the link in the show notes. With this replacement, you use the command and the V keys to paste it. Pastes that match in style instead of the regular paste. So when you're doing, which is what I used in the show notes, is, in the Apple Notes, so I get the same text all the way through and the same size. And
Yep.
I use the command and V keys to do when I'm pasting something in, so it matches what's already there.
Yep.
Otherwise, it just pastes in, whatever I've copied out of a web page, etc. But also, I use this for say, when I'm addressing an email, I put down like tilde DC, which is for someone that I know, and it puts their email address in. I don't have to sit and type any of their email whatsoever. Or I put, when I'm doing an insurance form for one of the customers, I just put W1 and it says, please look at the photos in the insurance form attached and give me permission to do the work. I've got to then send that to someone else to give me a purchase order. So I just type W2 and it says, please give me a purchase order based on the attached authority to do the work. So I just type W2 and it puts in 20 words. But you can type sentences just by putting if you're answering a question the same over and over and over again, you can answer the question once, copy paste it, put it in there, and it'll remember it for you.
Are we back, Judy? Can you hang on a second? She said she lost volume. Can you hear us at all? Okay.
I don't know.
Hang on a second.
She'll be on Facebook, won't she?
Yeah, she's on Facebook, so I'm just going to have a look.
Mm-hmm. So, sounds like it's working at their end.
It's just,
Must be that Queensland weather.
Yeah. Can you? I'm just gonna. Can you listen for me? I'm just gonna do something. All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Zarn.
Oh, yep.
You're back?
I'm back.
Anyway, we've reached the end of the show anyway, so but it was on.
Excellent. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So, show promotion. The show notes link each week on the show upload. So yeah, just have a look at that on iTunes. Got a link to the show notes there. Or as I said earlier, aussiemaxzone.com.au, and you'll see a link to the show notes there. There's also Spotify. Just search for Aussie Max Zone. Apple News. Just search for Aussie Max Zone. Put a heart on it. And thank you to our sponsors this week being ithelptoyou.com.au and aussietechradio.com. And thank you especially to our supporters, you, our listeners. Thank you very much. Don't forget,
all the listeners.
Please send me an email, ask questions, tell us a story, whatever you like about any of the 250 episodes we've done, almost. Anything you like, just so I can try and give away some iTunes or Apple cards. Please. And it's over to you, Zarn.
All right. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to all our listeners. And remember, Apple a day keeps the Androids away. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.